Alright, I am kind of on a mission today for work because I am getting some information from some other locations about how we can best do like an event at our job. But this is also like the first time this is the first time I'm like in public for like, this is probably the biggest event I've been to in like two feels like 2 years, 1.5 years or so, 1 3/4 of a year. Yeah, wow. It's it's been a while since I've been around this many people, and I'm kind of excited about it. But I am just kind of out and about. The plan was I'm wearing my new jumpsuit because once again I am just kind of getting out of my comfort zone and wearing new things and trying new things. It is super hot. I already made the mistake of forgetting to put on sunscreen, and it is like 93 degrees. So whoops, next time. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out and walk around and, get the intel since I'm a spy today. But, I don't know. I'm just kind of excited to be out and about. I have some stories to tell, so I will be back with those because I went and had my doctor's appointment recently and some other stuff. So I've got some stories to tell. I'm going to show you guys some clips from what I see and do today. And we'll get back when I get back home. I'll get into those, and that'll kind of be our vlog. Sunday is just sitting down and chatting, so let's go check out some of this stuff for now. Alright, so it is Sunday. I finished like my whole spy gig and everything else. Right now I'm just I really need to sit down and like plan my day first of all, because there's a lot of things that I want to get done today, but also I need to kind of like get my week in check for like the content that I'm creating and everything else. I really need to sit down today and just kind of film a few videos in a row, but I don't know because I'm just like, I don't know, like I've felt like motivation and I know like what I want to do. I have just been like not sitting down and like just committing the time to doing it. I keep getting distracted and everything else. So like it's not that I'm overwhelmed or that I don't want to do it. I just keep getting distracted by other things because I'm listening and watching so many things right now that I'm just so like invested into multiple things. Ever since finishing the watch series for My Hero Academia, I have caught up. I am with everybody in real time now because I would just like watch like 5-6 episodes a day. I really enjoyed it. This last season kind of, but we'll see. It's going places. They're setting up stuff. But other than that, I have just been trying to get to my doctor, which I moved up because I had a feeling that I had an ear infection, which it turns out I don't have an ear infection. I just have some other things that I had dealt with previously. So I do have asthma and I have allergies pretty bad. This year has been really awful for allergies. I don't know if any of you out there also deal with like year-round allergies like I do, and it's just a pain, but I don't have an ear infection, so like my hearing was muffled and everything else. It's not an ear infection. It's actually just my like nasal passageways and everything is like, I have bad allergies, so it's all just irritated and inflamed, and I think it's causing some of the swelling and stuff. So I never had like pain in my ear or anything. It's just the muffled hearing, and it feels like there's water in there sometimes. So I went to the doctor and it was time for me to go back. I haven't been back since like the last time I went. They were supposed to schedule me to come back in 3 months or so. And that never happened. And we were in the middle of the panorama, and we still, it's still not over, but, things were much more kind of touch and go than as they are. Like, they're not as much now. So, I don't know, like, I wasn't in a rush either. I have fallen, like, off the wagon and stuff on, like, looking at my diet and exercise, and I've been off and on that track, 4 or 5 times by now. Right now I'm back on it for the most part. I'm still kind of tying in some loose ends and, getting some routines polished off, basically. But I feel super energized. I feel good. It's just that with things like pre-diabetes and everything else, you do still have to monitor it. Like, even if you feel good and feel like you're doing well, you still should, check in with it when you can. That's what's going on, like, in my personal life. If I have health updates, I'll talk to you guys. You know how I am. I'm sitting here in a bonnet with you right now, so whatever. Which is funny because I've seen a lot of discourse on bonnets right now, and people being like, oh, you shouldn't wear them out, you shouldn't wear wigs, you shouldn't wear this, you shouldn't wear that, and I'm just kind of like over here like, I have been too disconnected and depressed for too fucking long to let a million and one rules kind of mess up my vibe at this point. I am just fucking tired, to be honest. I don't really give a shit whether you see me in a bonnet or not. Like, yes, there's a time and place. Like, there are, situations where I would never want to be, like, in this kind of attire, There is a time and place for things, but also I'll be damned if somebody's like, oh my god, you walked out to your mailbox in your bonnet and have, like, an issue with that. Fuck off. I don't care. I am just trying to get to the mailbox and into my house. Whatever your thoughts are on the in-between, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. So that's where I'm at. Outside of that, I'm just kind of enjoying just living life and getting things together. It's a pain in the ass sometimes, but it has to be done. So I'm feeling just really proud of kind of like the patterns that I've been able to establish and, things that I've been able to break down and do better. And just kind of the reality checks that I needed, where it's just like, I'm finally in a place where if I miss like an upload that I planned, I don't feel bad about it because I know that I'm probably overpromised, like, to myself, and the actual, like, I'm trying to actually maintain a work-life balance that I actually did not have until the pandemic arrived, and I would, that time to be away from the kind of patterns and, work schedule that I was forcing myself into before. I'm doing better, so I feel good. You guys have already probably seen these. I have new glasses. These were like $39 from Zenny Optical. I went and got my eye exam done, and then you could just take your prescription and go over there and do that. Not sponsored, just a pro tip to save money. $39 glasses with Blu-ray, blue light blocking, and it's supposed to have like this coating that makes it harder to I think it's got like a scratch resistance, which is good, but also it's supposed to kind of like block some of the oils and stuff. I don't know if I'm just like a greasy bitch or what, but I still get fingerprints and oils kind of caked on. So it is what it is, but some of it's probably just because of the nature of like my hair type and having to put, spray stuff and do this and that all the time. It's gonna get on your glasses. But yeah, what else was I gonna say? Oh my god, I was gonna tell you guys my health story. I remember now. When I went to the doctor's office, it took so long. Okay, so let me just. First of all, my appointment was at like 9:30, and I really like my doctor's office and everything else. My doctor herself is always late and blah blah blah. So I knew if I was late, it wouldn't matter. I don't even think she was there by the time I was in and out with other people in the office. But all of her help and everybody, they're generally really nice, and I enjoy them. They've been there's always people coming in and out of that office there, so she gets really busy. But I went in and I was able to get everything kind of wham bam done. After I got in, I had to wait for an hour or two before I like really got in. It was at least like an hour and a half before, like I showed up, and an hour and a half later I finally kind of got in, but I was just doing kind of like maintenance work on myself, so it was all really fast, and I had to do my blood test and stuff. So, they take your blood, they're gonna, once I get my information, whatever I deem to share, I will, but the person that took my blood, he was awful. Like, he really was terrible. This is the worst, like, experience I think I've had in that office ever. And, that person that does, like, the blood work is always different, so who knows where he came from, but he was awful. Just to me in general, but I don't know how he was to everybody else. Oh my god, like, I know I am fat. I'm fat, okay? That's fine with me. I'm working on it. But I went back to the office because they have to do, like, the blood draw, and he was just so mean. Like, he really was. Like, you know how they, like, tie the strap up before they, they gotta fill, like, 3 vials or whatever with blood, so he had a strap, but obviously, step one, my arm is just larger than other people's, and he only had, like, the one kind of strap, and it wasn't long enough. But, oh my god, he tied it so tight. I was like, what is going on? Like, you probably can't even see him anymore. I have, like, bruising because of how tight he tied that, like, arm strap, and it took him forever to figure out which vein that he wanted to use and which arm, and I'm like, I've never had an issue with anybody finding my veins before. They're pretty obvious. Even I can feel them when I, go down here and to touch around. On my left arm, he was, like, there for, like, a few minutes. I was just like, okay, this is uncomfortable now that you've, like, pinched my vein between your fingers 1,000,001 times. And then he finally goes to the other side, and he's like, this side I can do. And it's like, cool, could you have moved over there earlier? So he already tied this arm, and then he had to tie this arm too, both extremely tight, and it just, I don't know, I felt like he was struggling a little bit. And then I also had to do, like, a pee test. So he's like, hey, so once we finish this, which him, like, filling up the vials took forever. It's never taken that long. Anytime anyone else has helped me. So I don't know. Probably fat phobia, whatever. So I go, and he's like, okay, so, you just go to the back room and pee. And then he's like, how much do you weigh? And I'm like, why do I have to sit at, like, some, like, special device or something? Like, what do you mean? And he's like, I don't know what the weight limit is of the toilet. And I'm just like, I'm peeing in a cup, bro. Like, I can do that. Like, it was just really, like, his whole, like, demeanor and everything was just really weird. And I was just like, pretty sure I've been peeing my entire life. I'm more flexible than I look. Like, I can pee in this cup. Fine, I can do that. But he literally was like, he actually left the room. He went to the front desk to ask, the reception and everybody there, like, hey, she is such and such weight. Is that too much for the toilet? Should we have a nurse's aide help her? Meanwhile, I'm just like, I could pee in a cup, and they're like, we're pretty sure, like, the girls and stuff at the front desk were like, she can pee in a cup, like, what? And it was just so annoying. Like, I was like, you're just wasting my time, and you're being an asshole for no reason. Let me just pee in this cup and leave. Finally, I get out of there, but it was just like later on, which they're very light bruising, but I can see exactly where he had, like, the line on my arm and stuff, so I was just, like, irritated. That's my, like, doctor's office story of recent times. It's been a while since I have had to experience something like that, but, don't get it twisted, like, this is common. kind of, the bigger you are, sometimes the more likely you are to be ignored on some of your concerns and stuff. It can really be a mixed bag. So there's a million and one factors that can contribute to that. Also, just being a black female is also just kind of a risk going into certain medical offices and situations, to be honest. So it's just a pain in the ass to try and find that. But because the blood work person is generally always a different person, I assume that's just on him and not like the office itself. Like, I'm pretty sure they weren't really feeling his vibe either. So I don't know how often you will be allowed to be there and, doing his work with them. They didn't seem very happy with him. So we will see. I'm just like, I just hope that whatever test they do, it's one of those things where it's like, it just comes back as, nothing, not an issue. And that next time, I can do, like, at this point, it's one of those things where it's like, if I have to go back and he's the one that's taking blood, I don't want to have him take my blood again, because he was just unnecessary. And look at Kia being cute. Okay. But, that's kind of like my story time of the week and what's going on. I'm combining Windy and Joy as an album review that'll be coming. I'm going to be talking about the Sailor Moon Crystal Eternal movies that dropped on Netflix. Excuse me. And I really need to get like a multi-chat out here. There's a couple topics that are just kind of swirling around in my head that I'm trying to get in line, like get kind of a list of what I want to talk about, because I don't know if multi-chat is going to be about like recent events, because I've been kind of like picking around things, but I haven't really been super focusing, so I don't have everything for that. But it might not be like a current events and comebacks thing. It might be more about, I really want to talk about like accountability in fandom spaces and, my experience as a K-pop fan more and this and that. So I think some of that will be coming up soon. I also want to revitalize some of my Weverse and Weverse shop stuff, because it's been a while since I've updated that, and, there's been changes and things. I can't decide if I'm waiting until they talk more about, like, if I want to push it off longer till after, the pandemic is even, lifted in a lot more places. We just still, it's a process, so I'm not sure yet, but I have ordered some things, and I think, I want to wait to kind of get each like footage of each status so that I can better explain some of the things that happen. So we'll see. I'm done talking. It's been fun. Happy Vlog Sunday. I hope that you guys have a good morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is when you are watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.